good afternoon, good evening, good night to wherever you are around the world. Hope you're all doing good, hope you're all doing safe. This is branding. So today I was like thinking, what can I do? I was feeling a bit like taking a video. It's not that I'm going to do this often. It's just that after the video came out well yesterday, I was like hyped to take one today, and I was thinking what to do. And I got a few ideas. So the first one that stood out to me the most is to do a review about the bike that so many people have shown so much love towards. I mean, this is a sexy bike, don't get me wrong. I love this thing so much, more than any other bike out there. But the reactions and responses I've gotten over the past 2 months has really shown me that I have something special. And we have something special. So I'm going to give you a small, let's say, the experience of me buying a bike that is 20 years old and going through the whole process of fixing it up, making it good, the bad, and all of that stuff. So there you see the bike. There you see a box with all the spare parts that I've changed for my GSXR 600. That is the concept of the video, like how much I bought the bike for, yada yada yada. Anyway, let's start it. Let's start the video. This is my 1999 GSXR 600. It was manufactured in 1999. It was sold in 2000. I'm going for the older age, 1999, because I like things that are older, as you see. This is, well, these two vehicles here are the reason why I am doing all of this, as in the whole painting, the whole fixing up myself, doing what I can do. Because if you want an old car and an old bike, you have to learn to do something either mechanically or aesthetically, or I don't know, like earn money out of it. So that being said, let me get on with this. This beauty is my 1999, I'm not going to change that, 1999 GSXR 600 that I purchased going on 3 years ago. It's a beautiful bike. It weighs only 176 kilos. It has a Two Brothers aftermarket exhaust that was fitted in Canada. That's right, this is a Canadian import. And the way I can prove that to you is, you can see it has the Kawasaki Suzuki badge from Collinsville, Vancouver. And if you see here, this is for Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia. This is some kind of police sticker, registration sticker, some stuff like that. It had all of the original stickers on it. That means this is the original fairing. It had the original vehicle information thing over here. Let me see if I can, yeah. Look at this and you will get all of your vital, information. As you go along, you see the sticker on the petrol tank that still is original, because everything is original on this bike other than the interiors. I will get to that. Focus. Okay, you have a small warning sticker over here. What does it say? Never make any modifications to the aluminum alloy frame, such as drilling, welding. Such modifications can weaken the frame and may lead to an accident. That is why this is a good frame. It has not been welded, it has not been an accident, it is clean. Good investment. So the way I found this bike is like how everyone does nowadays. We go on OLX, we search. But for me, every night going on OLX is like you guys watching your favorite series. Searching on OLX, finding something rare, going gaga over it and then wanting to buy it and then not having the money to buy it. Well, that's a whole different story, but that is how it is. I found this guy. He looked so beautiful in the videos, man. In the videos the guy sent me. I had seen a CBR 954 before this. The guy was quoting around 2.5 lakhs, and it was a 2004 model. The bike did not go over 5,000 RPM. There was an issue with a servo body or something that I read on one of the forums. So I did not pick that bike up. Instead, I searched and I found this bike on OLX in Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala. Avada. So called up the guy, nice guy, Raja, and I went and I took a look at the bike, purchased the bike. I had never gone on a long trip alone. but I did for this guy because he is worth it. More than L'Oreal ever will be. Went, spoke, gave him an advance, picked up this guy, and I got it shipped here on a lorry. The problem was, it was during the Kerala or Tamil Nadu or All India lorry strike. So my bike, with all of its documents that was taped onto the tank, was sitting in a shed for about 3 weeks. After the 5th day, I lost my mind. I kept calling them, sir, when can I get my bike? When can I get my bike? Please, it's a very rare bike. I've cried over the phone. I'm not going to lie. Because that's how much this thing meant. This machine meant to me. And finally, the day came around. I got a call. Bhaiya, your bike is on the way. I have shipped it. It will be there tomorrow morning. I was like, yes, perfect. That is amazing. Went, picked up the bike. And oh my God, you will not believe, it was shipped along with like bags of cement. The guy hooked me up. He got my bike here. It was sketchy how the bike came here, but at the end, I got my bike in a good condition and there was nothing wrong with it. The documents were there, thank God. This is a perfectly legal bike. When it was imported in 2004, the first owner, had paid about 6 lakhs in customs just to bring this guy in. That is the thing about importing superbikes or in anything at all. You have to pay customs. All the parts you see over there, I have paid customs. If you want an old bike like this, if you want to get stuff from all over the globe, you can. But customs and shipping is something that you really need to work your mind on. If I can do it, anyone can, because I'm just normal like everyone else. And on the way back, depression set in because this exhaust was going wah, thop, 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 thop. It was spitting out flames like mad because there was an issue with the carburetor. Then I did not have a mechanic. The only thing I had done is downloaded a 700-page workshop manual for this bike, and I was reading through it, seeing if my problems were there in it. But then I could not make heads or tails of it because I did not do automobile engineering. I did Viscom. All of this is art. The mechanic stuff is, well, someone else's. Well, my mechanic's forte, but I got the parts. Started looking online for a nice place, and then I found Wings Bike Zone in Nava India. They are the people who service my bike. I trust them to death. I'm not even joking. Got the bike, and then after that took it to them, started stripping it down. Mohana over there, he would have stripped the carburetor down at least like 6-7 times. We had oil leaking, the chain sprocket was gone, the clutch plates were bad, the brakes were bad, the brake lines that I've upgraded were all like, there was no braking power at all. Then what else? Oh yeah, the carburetor was, you will not believe, a 4-pot cylinder like this. The owner could not even purchase or import a rebuild kit for the carb. It cost me like 7 grand. And after I got it here, we rebuilt the bike. Rebuilt the carburetor on the bike. The jets, the nozzle, the needle, the jets, the needle, the float, then what else? Well, the whole shebang, the gasket was the main problem because it kept letting air in and the bike was just running lean. When I was driving the road, people would say, "Gee, tea varudunga." Obviously, because it was running lean. So fixed up the carburetor, got a few oil hoses changed out the oil filter, and you will not believe the air filter in this was the original air filter that came with the bike. And to show that, I will prove it to you. Please excuse the mess. I'm trying to prove a point. Here they are. Now, these air filters I imported from, I think, ebay.au, Australia. And these air filters, I have two because I ordered one. One got lost in shipping, so they sent me another one for free. And then after that, I got this one. So I have a spare air filter whenever I need it. Put that back in there, mind the nails. This is the air filter that was with the bike. You're going to see some bad stuff over here. It's going to be gruesome. Look at that. They had, okay, this wasn't there, but you can see they had punched holes in the air filter to let air in. I was like, what kind of dumb, I'm not going to say anything, mechanic does that? So got new air filter. Then after that, changed the throttle cable, the clutch cable, redid the wiring, got a battery. Hell, I've spent around 2.5 lakhs, including tires. And this is my second tire at the back because, you know, always wheel spin. Along with that, the amount that I purchased this bike for was 3.75 lakhs. He had quoted 4.5, but I got this guy for 3.75. So 3.75 plus another 2.5 is, my math is bad, was 3.75. 5.25, I guess. I don't know. Even if I have to calculate 1 plus 1, I use a calculator. That's just me. So overall, this bike, over a period of 3 years, has costed me 5 lakh and odd. 5 lakh and change. But if you look at it, you buy a new Kawasaki 650, which I used to have and I crashed on the first day. There's a whole different story time video for that, of how I crashed my bike and my car. My bike twice, my car once. And that's for a different video. But you take a bike like this. When you buy any old vehicle, be it the GSXR, be it my 124, my 123, you always have to know, if you're paying 5 lakhs for the bike, you have to remember that you will have to spend 1/3 of that amount in parts and service. That means, let's say you bought a bike for 3 lakhs, you will have to spend 1 lakh on it. I put higher end parts and I unnecessarily keep buying new stuff for my bike, and the 2.5 lakhs has been brake pads, brake lines. I changed my brake pad like 4 times in the front and 2 times in the rear. I think this is actually my 3rd brake pad. That's why you see I have many EBC brake stickers over here. I get most of my stuff from Moto Usher for Indian parts, but then other parts I import. So I changed a lot of stuff on this. The total amount for me has been about 5.25 lakhs, excluding petrol. But it's not about the miles per gallon, my friend, you know. It's about the smiles per gallon. This one makes me smile so much, and it gives me so much pride riding this because, well, technically, with the help of wings and with the love that I have for it, I did not let it die. All the parts that I've sourced are here in this box, and there are some that aren't there even. So this was a huge learning curve, and I'd prefer anyone to buy a second-hand bike, a second-hand old bike, and learn about the mechanics behind it. Because when I bought this bike, I did not know jack. I used to have a 650. I used to give it for service. It would come back. That was it. But this one, I've learned so much. That being said, let's see what spare parts this gift box has for us. Oh, that's sexy. Okay, so I'm sitting on my custom fabricated stool. Have all the old parts in front of me. Have my beautiful, beautiful GSXR over here. My equally, if not more, if not less, but for me, they all are beautiful in their own right. W123, W124. I am just registering it in everyone's mind because I'm showing off right now. But I worked on all of these. Oh yeah, one interesting fact. This is a ram air duct. A lot of super bikes like the R1s, the higher boosters and all have this to have forced induction of air into the airbox, and then that is pressurized into the carburetor. The faster you go, the more you're cutting the wind, the more air is going in through that. So I don't know when they had this system built, but then this bike has it, and I was like, whoa, that's nice. I heard some noise over there. Oh, by the way, look at that. That's a light that we made for Mile. Mile, don't light at the. Mile, don't light. Mile, bad. Mile, bad. Ayo, kalo na ni Maria. Tingnan, bakit ito bad? Okay, time to unbox. Sorry for that. This is the chain sprocket kit that I bought for my bike. It's dead. I actually have to give it to a friend, Ashwin. He also has a red color GSXR 600. You will see the photo now, if I don't forget. And this is a chain sprocket that I got from Japan. This is a JT steel, and it is a 16 tooth in front and 46 tooth in the rear. It is for 98 to 2000. If you look inside, I have, oh, this is like dumps, it's like treasure diving. Oh yeah, change iridium spark plugs on this bugger. I have to pack all this back in. It's gonna be a pain, but I don't care. This is the chain that I got from Japan. It is black steel. This 108 RL is like a specification for the chain. This is by JT Steels. It is an X-ring drive chain and it is done very well for me. And I am satisfied with what I got in the package, 1000%. This is the spark plug box. Turn it around so people can see it. Iridium. What? Oh, okay. This was a cover for the. I don't know how many people of you would like to watch this, but I do. So I just thought I'd make a video. This is the front sprocket, and it has like all of the information and the what it complies with. Blah 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 blah. Inside you have the chain. My fingers are going to get completely messy. This is the old chain. Yeah, boy. You're a messy one, aren't you? The old sprocket. Oh, that's nice. This is actually original that came with the bike. So this is 20 years old. Piece of history right there that I'm going to share with a friend. Then the original front sprocket. When I got the bike's chain kept skipping because as you can see, the teeth on this bugger are close to finished. Keep it there. What's inside this? I have more spark plug. And what is this? If I can get it out. Oh yeah, this is the oil filter that I changed. KNN air filter. I think the code number should be, yeah, here it is. KNN 138. So anyone looking for an air filter for a GSXR 600, this is oil filter. This is the oil filter for you. Let me keep this to the side. Next, what else do we have here? Okay, so I have 3% charge left on the left on my phone. Let's continue. This is like fuel system that I bought, the fuel pump, fuel filter, then the petcock, the whole set. I got it because the fuel pump died on this bike, so they gave me this free piece of paper. This is all of the parts from inside the carburetor. I'll attach a video along with it. This has the jets that I have to give for Hashwan tomorrow for his red color GSXR 600. And these are all the balance parts that were inside the carburetor. You had this T-stem that kept breaking on me. I actually have a new set sitting around somewhere that I have to change, but my bike is running fine, so I have it as a spare. Then you have the pilot jet that helps with idle and then low RPMs. Then after that you have your main jets, and in these jets they all have a number. This is 128. So these jets go on the inside of the inside of the 4 carbs. So 2 128, 2 130. So these are all the carburetor parts. You have the needle. This helps with the diaphragm opening up and closing. No, this helps with the amount of fuel that is. One second, if I can show it to you. This lifts up off the main jet and it just lets in fuel. So all of these are from the inside of my car. I have no idea what this is. What is this? Oh yeah, this is good. A few bearings that I changed on the bike, the front wheel bearings, rear wheel bearings. What else? I'm going to get messy today. What is this? Oh yeah, there's another story for you. This is an E220 badge that I have original Mercedes for that bugger, but I haven't put them on it because I'm going to respray that guy. It has a wrap on the top, which is like bad. I don't suggest wraps. If done properly, if they're done good, they're good. This is the quantum fuel system that I got, and the day I got this, we hooked it onto the bike and it died. So what happened, I sent them a message I sent them an email and then I showed them proof of what happened, and they were kind enough to send me an extra one. So anyone looking for a fuel pump, Quantum Fuel Systems has you covered. Not sponsored, but they helped me out a lot. Then this is a front master cylinder rebuild kit for my bike that I haven't used yet. Have this in spare. This is a petcock that was originally with bike, and I'm going to show you the workmanship on this. Look at this. This had carburetor, gasket, sealant, blah blah. I don't even know. This one costed me like 14 pounds. Getting it shipped to India totally ran me 3k. This whole set costed me like 9k. And I got the petcock, I got an extra filter. This is the original fuel pump that came with the bike. Surprisingly, this was made by Mitsubishi. Where is, there it is. Can you see the Mitsubishi logo on that? So two parts on this bike are from Mitsubishi. The fuel pump, and then there are two solenoids that heat up the evap air from the carburetor that goes back into the airbox. Then this is the gasket for the fuel pump. As you can see, sealant, I mean that gasket paste always works when it doesn't. And this is another small filter. This is the side. This was the spare exhaust, it seems, spare fuel filter that I got, and this was fuel system that I got. This was the motor that I got and that died on the first day. So I sent them a video of this. As you can see, no Mitsubishi, and they were kind enough to send me a whole set. So I have an extra filter, I have an extra gasket, I have extra screws, I have extra everything for my fueling. Nice. What else is in this? Oh, look at this, things are getting spicy. So many more parts. Let's continue. These are, what are these? Oh yeah, these were the washers for the banjo bolts that go on my fuel line. I have a HEL steel braided race spec line that I put on this bike because the old line was rubber and it was spongy as crap. So got this one in, and the braking has been exquisite. Let's see what else. I have a spare. There are two oil hoses. One is small, one is big. I had the big oil hose changed, and yeah, here it is. This was the long oil hose that I had changed, and because it was leaking. This is a spare one that I got imported from Japan directly from Suzuki. Boom, you can see there. That's a genuine part from Suzuki. This, what is this? Okay, this is some kind of gasket case secondary. I don't even remember, but let's see. What is this? Extra banjo bolts for the brakes because I thought I'd need more. I don't know why. What is it? This is the chain link for the rear chain. That is by JT Steel from Japan. JT Steels. And the clutch plate that was in this bike was some local bike. You will not have you will not even believe it. So this is another thing. So I got EBC SRK race series clutch plates on the bike now, and they are amazing. But other than the clutch plates, the clutch bell housing had two screws on it that were, out of which one was broken. So we removed that screw, and then after that we found out that Suzuki actually engineered it with 3 holes. But you only need to put 2 screws. So someone messes up one screw, you can use the other 2. Very smart by them. This is, I have no clue. This is a gasket, a foam gasket that goes between the ram air duct and the airbox. This was gone, so my bike was pulling in air from the tank seam. So got this one new, replaced that. Then these are from the clutch, I guess, diaphragm springs. I don't remember exactly. The rear wheel, the bushing was changed. All of that Suzuki genuine. Another oil hose that was gone. As usual, my phone died and I was on the way down, and I thought I'd show you another small surprise. Shabalala. All of these parts are from my W123 1981. You can see the headlight over there, the bumper. I'm not going to spoil anything for you, yes, see, because we are going to get to that in a future video. So I just came back downstairs because my phone ran out of charge and I had to go up and charge it. So when I came down, I saw Stephen's brother's FZ, and this FZ actually, the Yamaha FZ was the very first bike that I bought. Let me see if I can put a photo up here. I'll have to take it off Facebook from back then. Yamaha FZ, sexy bike. All vehicles are good. even a TVS XL, because thinking about it, I'm going to start ranting now, but still, thinking about it, without motorized vehicles, we wouldn't be as free as we are today. We wouldn't have as much freedom, because 30 years ago, to go from here to Gandhipuram would have taken a person by walk at least 2 hours minimum. I don't know, I don't walk. But because of machines, we can reach places faster and we can experience a lot more in life. That is why I love these guys so much. Now we're going to get back to the video, all the old spare parts. Let's see what this is. Oil hose. Okay, so that means I've technically changed 2 oil hoses and there is a 3rd oil hose. This was the original fuel line in the bike. This thing is hard. This thing is so hard. A fuel line is supposed to be flexible so that with, movement, expansion, contraction, it doesn't crack. But this one, I'm going to break it for you guys. Let's break this thing and let's get a good shot of it. There we go. It doesn't, okay, it bends and it holds its form like steel, which is bad for a fuel line. Good for steel braided brakes, bad for a fuel line. There. And what else do we have? Another, oh no, this is actually the brake hose from the front. So I have a HEL system where you have from the master cylinder, it goes to each caliper separately, but then the other brake, the stock one, had one brake hose that ran from the master cylinder to the caliper on the right, and then another one that jumped over. So let me keep that over there. Brake line. What is this? This is actually fairly new. This is some kind of hose. We got more push. The story behind this petcock. There is a vacuum hose over here at the bottom. This vacuum hose, when the bike is running, as the RPM goes up, it sucks the diaphragm inside the petcock down, which is, like a tap. When you open a tap, you get a space for water to flow through. This one, due to a vacuum, the diaphragm inside gets pulled down, which is supported by a spring. It gets pulled down and releases fuel inside. Like there was this point in time, I guess like a year ago, where my bike would keep going. It felt like one cylinder was always blocking, and then we opened up the carburetor again, we changed everything, we cleaned out the carburetor, and the problem was still there. Then we realized that there was a line going from the petcock, which is this vacuum line going from the petcock to the 3rd cylinder on the engine. So it was the 3rd cylinder's vacuum that sucked and made this opening, this diaphragm go down to let fuel in. What happened was the diaphragm on the inside got cut. Well, lesson learned is do not put too much fuel injector or carburetor treatment, like that STP fuel injector and carburetor treatment that you can get, which you can mix with the petrol. Use only the recommended amount. Don't be an idiot like me and just, well, I did put the recommended amount, but then instead of doing it once every 2,000, 3,000 kilometers, I did once every 300 kilometers, every fuel up. So don't do that and your petcock will survive. Nowadays, you guys won't have this issue because you guys are fuel injected. You guys don't have to worry about it, and it is a blessing. But there is an art in these old backs, and in these old backs, yeah, technically it has an old back, but it's a sexy bike and I like the art behind it. Let's keep that broken petcock there. What else do we have? This is an automatic cam chain tensioner that was originally fitted in the factory, and it would usually fail at around like 16,000 miles. I got the bike at 16,000 miles. This fails at 16,000 miles. What does that mean? This had failed. So I would get the cam chain noise like chaka 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 chaka. It was very, very irritating. Went online, did some research and found a manual cam chain tensioner by a company called APE. That kind of ape. And I got a manual cam chain tensioner which you can just with a gasket. They did not sell the gasket, so I checked that specification. This is what you have to do. Even if you get a part from anywhere, if you're importing it and if it's a specialty part, you have to check if you get all the parts required for the fix. So I got the cam chain tensioner manual and I got the gasket. And the way that cam chain tensioner is, you have a lock nut, you release the lock nut and then you can adjust the thread that goes through, and that pushes out this, well, I don't know what to call, pushes this out, and then that gives pressure against the cam chain tensioner. Steve mention that I changed from manual one. All good now. What else do we have in this? Okay, this is choke cable. Nothing fancy over there. So, do we have anything else? Oh, okay. This is the footrest bracket for the left footrest, and there was a day when I was taking my bike out, and in my mind I was thinking, oh, this bike isn't a Hayabusa, it does not have two exhausts on each side, so I can stick close to that bloody wall. And while I was taking reverse, I broke this. My foot peg got caught at the in the corner of the gate and it broke. So this was then welded locally. You can see the weld over here, but I sourced out a brand new part for that from Suzuki because, you know, like the warning said, aluminum parts re-welded. I'm not going to take a risk with it. So that being said, oh, okay, we got a few brake pads over here. So that's all that there was in that box. Let me just go dig around and see if I can find anything that I've left out of this bike. If not, this is going to be the end of the video and you will see the outro. Is it an outro? Is it an ending? After this. So I went and I did a search in the cupboard and I did not find any more spare parts. Other than that, I changed tires. I spent 2.5 lakhs on the bike. Bike runs good, bike runs great. The next expense that I have that I'm going to openly tell you is my front fork is leaking. So I will have to get a new either inner fork tube or something, but I actually changed the rear shock absorber. Where is that? Let me just show you the rear shock absorber. Is my 124? Is my 124? Yes, yes. We struck more gold. Come. This was the rear shock absorber that was originally fitted on the bike. It started leaking. It's supposed to be like this and the bottom is completely gunked up. So I got a second-hand shock absorber from Germany and is running fine. I just need to run for like 5,000 miles because instead of buying a new one, I can change 3 of these. So that is the only other part that I forgot to mention about. Whenever you're on a motorcycle, please wear a helmet. And not only do you also have to make sure that you strap up. It may be irritating. It may be a pain in the butt. But only if you strap up, there is a chance of you surviving an accident. And I know because I survived an accident at 140 in this Icon helmet. This one saved my life. So get a good helmet, stay safe, wear a mask while riding a helmet, make sure that you stay free from big Rona, and I'll catch you guys soon. Branding, 1 second.